In the previous video, we had a look at how to implement a loop or a conditional loop with a while statement. So if you go back to the implementation with a while loop, close the serial monitor, and what we want to do is make the condition false. So what we expect is that this loop will be skipped because the condition is not met, and it will just print finish. Go back to the serial monitor. Print, and it prints finish because it skips this completely. Another alternative, so an alternative statement that we can use is the do while. The do while will at least implement what's in brace once before checking the condition. So if you want to see the syntax, go to do will do the state complete what's in the statement at least once before checking the condition and then going back to execute it. So the do while, we have the while statement following the condition to move to the bottom, and we have do check do block of statement and then while condition. So before the condition was not met, it didn't execute anything. It simply printed finish for us. So if we clear the screen now with the do while and then we run it, we notice it runs at least once where it performs the whatever statement is in the do block, which was print the value of x, and initially when we start set up, x is initialized to 0. So initially the value of x is 0. Then before it tests the condition and realizes x is not 0, and hence finish, and then it will skip the block completely. So we could run the same implementation as the while loop. We can say do while x is less than 10 and then run the simulation. So we have x being printed from 1 to 9 and then check. Just note that if the condition is not met and the condition is not met from the inset, the do while ensures that the statement runs at least once. So another alternative to the do while statement and the while statement that we can use for conditional loops is the for statement. So if we go back to the language and scroll down to statements, find while, the for statement there. So for what we have is for the initial value, the condition, which is in our case we've been testing, the condition was x less than 10, and the increment, which is the step which we increment variable by. In this particular case, it's always been 1, or it's x plus plus, so x equals x plus 1. So we can save this and then use the for statement instead. Comment out this code. Also save the alternative for the file. Get rid of do. And make use of the for statements now. So what we want to do is convert run the same flow diagram with the for statement instead. So by looking at the reference, we've got for initial value and the condition, then the increment and the statement in there. So if we get rid of this block, what we want to do is for statement, which is x equals 0. Get rid of this line now. For x equals 0, separate by semicolon to x less than 10, semicolon the increment, which is x plus plus, and we open and close the block with the first statement, rid of the x plus plus. And we start from an initial value of 0 and we increment by 1 with each step, and each step is going to test a condition, whether the condition is met or not. So we run the simulation now. Go back to the serial monitor and the same. We've got run code, run it again, so it becomes clearer. Same, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 9 before it becomes the condition becomes invalid, and it will skip and print finished. So that's the while statement, the do while statement, and the for. Now, one thing you have to be careful of is when you use the for loop, if you leave this blank, you leave the conditions blank, you end up creating a forever loop. So what we're gonna have here, we can have this repeated continuously, run, and then it keeps printing x, 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 because there is no initial value, there is no end value, and then it becomes infinite. Notice, even though we are in the setup, continuously implement for loop. Similarly, so bring this back. So similarly, if we go to go back to the while statement, back. So that's the do while, and this one is the while statement. Close screen. Go back. If we run the while, no errors. Good. And if we remove the condition and then we say while one, increment a forever loop as well. So while one, it will just keep counting, because we say as long as the statement is true, one is true, it means we just keep adding one to the variable x and then print it out. So that's another way of implementing a forever loop. We do this, save. We can implement a forever loop with a do while as well. And if I change the condition to 1, run the simulation, notice to implement another forever loop, it will just basically just continue to infinite until the maximum value for integers. So undo this. Okay. 24 statement. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. Stay tuned for more videos.